if I'm trying to give women money, and if I'm trying to trick on them, and if I'm trying to get them to perform for me by paying for them and trying to buy their submission and cooperation, am I the problem or is she the problem?
Nigga, you the problem.
Right. So if a woman's trying to give me sex, how are you blaming man for rejecting it or accepting it?
You still the problem.
Let me finish, and I'll show you how you can. No, it's not dumb because
see, now see, that's why.
Are you gonna let me finish? Now you're being emotional.
You talk about a man out
the Bible, you being emotional. I know you already had that. So if you're going off the Bible, wasn't a woman supposed to give a man her chastity? When she's supposed to give a man a virtuous woman, a woman who is a virgin? If I'm a man who can get this abundance of women and I can get sex from all these women, and then the only marriageable woman I can get is a woman who's already had sex, should I get with her?
Women are supposed
I'm asking you a question for you to be consistent. You're in the Bible. You're in the Bible.
Both of them.
You can have multiple.
It was for both of them.
Brother, can you control yourself?
Ella, I'm answering your question. Both of you were supposed to. A woman and a man was supposed to reserve themselves.
The Bible tells you what
themselves
you
for
the
marriage.
Bible tells you what to do if you have multiple wives. A man can have multiple wives. Stop that.
I just told you, my nigga. Like, if you gonna listen,
no, you're not
Ali, I'm sorry. If you I'm not public offender, my nigga. I'm not public offender, bro.
Yes, you are.
I'm not public. So let me answer your question. Since you want to get spicy. It's always a nigga with a beard that want to act like
you got spicy. You got spicy.
Let me answer your question. I literally just said that God recorded things that was happening. But when you look at his original design for marriage, he gave Adam one wife. That's his original design. So just because he is recording sin, there were men that were raping women. He recorded that in the Bible too. Guess what? Did he agree with that? No, he was recording history to show that you needed a savior. That doesn't mean he agreed with polygamy. If you go learn anything, hold on, wait, I'm almost done. If you literally go to any theologian, any biblical history, any scholar, they will tell you that God's original design was one man, one woman. Even when Jesus references, Jesus is God. If you don't believe that, you're not a Christian. When Jesus references divorce, he says, if any man,
nowhere in
any man divorces his wife, not wives, it's singular. You weren't supposed to have multiple goddamn women.
Nowhere in the law of Moses.
Goodness gracious.
So
he recorded the information. Man, all right, yeah. Hey, go check out Corey. Go check out Corey Minor, Smart Christian.
You say you was gonna
go check out Alan Parr. Go check out any theologian. Go check out any theologian.
You're not having
any theologian who actually.
I'm gonna get out the Bible.
One mic, fellas. One mic.
Go check out any theologian, any biblical history, any biblical scholar, and then you tell me if your opinion match up with what you're saying.
You crashing out. Moses had multiple wives. Moses had multiple wives. Abraham had multiple wives.
To me.
Ishmael had multiple wives. Isaac had multiple wives. You just talking.
So Shannon,
no. I know they had multiple wives. They weren't supposed to have multiple wives. That's the point.
This was supposed to be a peaceful Thursday show.
And then you can dissect.
Dang.
Nowhere in the law of Moses, the actual written commandment from God, does he forbid a man from having more than one wife. The 10 Commandments don't mention it. The Torah gives regulations for it, not prohibition. If something was sinful from the beginning, God would have explicitly banned it, like he did with incest, homosexuality, adultery. Instead, he gave rules for managing it fairly. Exodus 21:10, if he takes another wife to himself, he shall not diminish her food, her clothing, or her material rights. This is direct legal statute from God, not about whether polygyny is right or wrong, but how to treat each wife fairly. Deuteronomy 21:15-17, God addresses inheritance rights. If a man has two wives, he doesn't rebuke the man for having two wives. He gives laws to prevent favoritism from cheating a son out of his birthright. Regulation is not prohibition. God regulates war, slavery, and polygyny, meaning he recognizes its existence and gives order to it. God bless men who practiced it. Abraham had Sarah, then Hagar. God bless him as the father of many nations. Genesis 17:5-6. No curse for having more than one wife, concubine. Jacob and Israel had Leah, Rachel, Bala, and Zalpa. God renamed him Israel and made his 12 sons the tribes of his chosen people. David, God himself gave David multiple wives. 2 Samuel 12:18. Nathan the prophet tells David that God gave him his master's house and your master's wives into your arms, and would have given more if David had asked. Solomon, though Solomon's foreign wife led him astray religiously, God never condemned the act of having multiple wives, only the idolatry that brought in Kings 11:3-4. God uses polygyny in his own imagery. Ezekiel 23.
What did Jesus say?
Hey, let's get out the Bible. Hey, Marcus, he don't know the Bible. Let's get out the
What
Bible.
did you? Hold on, wait,
Nobody knows the actual.
Hold on. I like all the information. I love all the information to give. I love all the information that M. White give. If I allow something, does that mean I'm in full agreement with it? If my original design was Adam and Eve, why didn't I give him a second wife? My original design. And I'm Jesus. I'm the one who died on the cross. Hold on, M. White, 1 second. I'm Jesus. I died on the cross for your sins. I am addressing divorce. And I'm also saying with my words written in red, if any man, singular, divorces his wife,
so I think
unless it's for
sexual
immorality.
Hey, Marcus, before you answer that, right? How can he have? This is how ignorant he is, right? How can he have another wife if there's only 2 people on earth? How can he have another wife?
Never mind. I'm sorry.
How can he have another wife?
My bad. Again, I'm talking about God original design.
That's a checkmate.
And we'll have that conversation on the back end, bro. I can't do it because Ali gonna hop in. I'll have the conversation with you later, M. White. That's fine.
How you gonna have another wife if there's only 2 people on earth?
We can move on. Because he could have gave him more because it's his original design, you dumbass. He only created 2 people. That's his original design. 1 man, 1 woman in a union. You dumb. You dumb. That's I'm saying his original design. God could have created more than what. God could have created more than 2 people on the earth.
Let me just
and he chose to only make 1.
Let me do an intelligence check real quick. Let me do an intelligence check for Shannon.
Is your
wife? I tell you, that makes no damn sense. Now you good. I'm going to mute up. You got it.
Hold on. Just a question for you. Do you believe that when God initially made Adam and Eve, that it was not designed for procreation at the time until sin came? They was not supposed to procreate. Procreation came, all of the concepts and understanding it came after sin. Do you at least understand that? I'm just doing an intelligence check to see if you actually properly read.
You asking me if I believe procreation was
procreation was not the original. Procreation was not the original design for man and women. That came after the fall of man.
I'm looking at the wrong person. Say that one more time.
No, I'm just asking the question. Do you understand that procreation, men and women populating the earth, multiplying their seeds, multiplying the seed was not original. That was in result of the sin. And this was part of the handing down of the curse and punishment. So to Ali's point, it was 2.
Eve didn't even listen to Adam.
Biblically, I wouldn't.
Why are we talking about it? Eve didn't listen to Adam or God. And the women today don't even listen to God. Why he keep talking about this? Like they don't listen to Jesus. Because or God. So he just talking. She didn't listen to God.
I was addressing Darwin. That's how, because Darwin had brought up God, and then I brought
up.
How can we get
the women to listen to us if she didn't listen to Adam or to God?
So you didn't even listen to God. You couldn't even lead your own women.
Ali, hold on. My point was
you didn't listen to God.
That
don't make sense. Now you're talking about all the women are Eve.
We can get out of it, but I just wanted to get them to
all
understand.
the women are Eve, bro.
But you get the point I was trying to make, right, Shannon?
Yeah, we all do.
I couldn't even hear you. I had an emotional man talk.
Point that I was trying to just trying to get you to understand that it's a biological, it's biologically set up after the curse, after the fall of man, that one of the genders is able to populate at a elevated milestone over the woman that suggests that he's supposed to be paired with more than one woman biologically. And if you can understand that, then you can kind of connect the dots and kind of understand God. But if you're sitting here trying to attach 1 to 1, you're going to run into a mathematical fallacy. That's all I'm saying.
Why would I run into a mathematical fallacy? So we don't believe what God said then.
I think it's
because Adam and Eve populate the earth. Or were there more than one? Or were there more than them 2 on the earth? Or did Adam and Eve populate the earth? You tell me.
Well, let me just let me respond in this way.
Gotcha.
If God gave, if someone gave, let's just say if somebody gave you 1,000 houses, the ability to be able to live in 1,000 houses, are you going to just live in one?
Am I going to just live in one if he gave me 1,000? Probably not.
Okay, then it makes sense that you be able to live in any one of them as you're choosing. At any location you go
just like
to.
you had all the
So
options of the fruit.
why would a supreme being give you the ability to reproduce so many sperms to be able to procreate at you can literally take one man and populate the entire earth?
This is easy.
Why would he give him?
This is easy.
Why would he give you a man if at his healthy state he can literally create the entire society? Why how are you able to extrapolate that and push it onto one-to-one?
Watch this. Does it say that there will? I'm gonna ask you a question, and then I'm gonna answer why.
Does it say answer the question first?
Because I can. That's why. I am God. That's why. That's the funny part.
Let's get out the Bible. We got to get out the Bible.
Let me answer the question. Let me answer the question.
Hey man, you about to make everybody leave.